The station called the Truce Ring hangs in quiet space. 1,000 alien ships wait outside with weapons cold. The lights on the hull blink like slow stars. Inside, cameras hum. Billions watch the live feed. Captain Mira Khan walks onto the treaty floor. She moves with calm steps. Her face is steady, almost kind. In her right hand, she carries a small black case. She sets it on the silver table but does not open it. Envoy Therex of the Karth Dominion stands across from her. His crest rises and falls with his breath. He enjoys the cameras. He likes the sound of his own voice. Peace, he says, on our terms. The station AI, called Scribe, speaks from the ceiling in a clear tone. All words here are recorded and binding. Sergeant Jax Rourke stands one step behind Mira. He watches the crowd. He watches the shadows. He sees 3 drone orbs float near the ceiling. They show no markers. He keeps one hand near his belt. He does not blink much. Mira nods to Scribe. Let us begin, she says. Therex spreads his hands. We accept peace, he announces, if humans agree to stand down, to pay for damages, and to close certain shipyards. He smiles for the cameras. His teeth shine like wet stone. Mira does not smile. Peace is good, she says. But peace needs truth. Therex laughs. Truth is flexible. Correction, Scribe says. Truth is recorded. The air feels thin for a moment. The treaty floor is a ring of glass with space below, clear and deep. The audience stands behind a low shield and whispers. Jax looks up again. The 3 unknown drones are still there, quiet and calm. He does not like them. Mira touches the black case, then lifts her hand away. Before the main clauses, she says, I request a small pre-clause. It is simple. It is harmless. It is an audit of cargo routes to stop smuggling during peace. Therex waves a hand. Boring, he says. Accepted. Jax's jaw tightens. He looks at Mira. She gives him a tiny nod like a secret word. Scribe glows blue. Pre-clause noted. Activating standard safety protocol for cargo verification. 3, 2, 1. Far outside the station, 10 Dominion cargo ships lose their engine hum at the same time. Their cores go into lock mode. The ships drift. Marker lights switch from green to amber. Therex stops smiling. What is this? He asks. Verification, Scribe answers. The Dominion signed a public safety standard last year. The audit pre-clause triggers it. Any ship that carries illegal war parts must enter freeze for inspection. On the wall, a large display lights up. Neutral drones ping the 10 cargo ships. One after another, the scan results appear. War cores, hidden shells, shield nodes wrapped in food crates. The crowd gasps. The sound is loud and sharp, like a wave breaking. Therex's crest flattens. This is a trick, he says. A human trick. Mira keeps her voice soft. It is a rule, your rule. We only used it. Jax sees one ceiling drone detach from its path. It drifts down, slow and careful, toward Mira's shoulder. He steps half forward. The drone opens like a flower. There is no blast, no smoke, only a square of light. A message plays in the air between Mira and Therex. It is a Dominion memo. The letters are sharp and official. It reads, talk peace, ship weapons, close fast. It carries a date from 3 weeks ago. It carries 5 seals. Therex hisses. Forgery. Verified, Scribe says at once. Dominion encryption. Dominion signature. Dominion root codes. The station is silent. Even the cameras seem to hold their breath. Outside, the frozen cargo ships wait like sleeping whales. Inside, a war of faces begins. Audience members look at each other. Some record, some cry. Some are still. Mira does not move. Her eyes rest on Therex, calm as a winter lake. We can continue, she says. We are only on the pre-clause. Therex tries to recover. We will walk, he warns. We will leave with our fleet. Walk where? Mira asks. Her voice is not cruel. It is tired. Your cargo is locked. Your people are watching. Jax hears a new tone in his earpiece. One short chime. One word. Green. He relaxes a little, but only a little. Scribe lowers the lights by a fraction. Public support status. Fluctuating. Dominion civilian channels are now active. Many ask why food is blocked with weapons. Note, food is not blocked. Only weapons. Therex looks at the cameras, then at the black case, then at the frozen ships on the screen. He swallows. What is in the case? Mira rests her hand on the lid. A key, she says. To what? He asks. She does not open it. To peace, she answers. On our terms. The feed cuts to a wide shot. The ring, the table, the case, and 2 figures locked in a quiet war of wills. The people hold their breath for the next word, and the next word has not yet come. The truce ring is not loud, but it is not quiet now. People whisper like wind through wires. Screens show frozen cargo ships drifting outside, their lights amber and ashamed. Captain Mira Khan keeps her hand on the black case. She does not open it. Envoy Therex stands tall, but his crest trembles. Sergeant Jax Rourke watches the ceiling, the doors, the floor. He looks for the one thing that always arrives before danger, a pattern that breaks. Scribe speaks in a clear voice. All parties present. Records still live. Public channels active. Therex points at the big display. Release our ships, he says. Or I walk. Mira looks at him with calm eyes. Walk where? She asks again. Your people are watching. They see smuggling. They see lies. If you walk now, you walk alone. Therex's jaw tightens. Then I will cut the feed. You can cut your feed, Scribe replies, but not the truth. Jax hears the soft chime in his earpiece again. One word this time, lighthouse. His shoulders relax by a hair. He thinks of a far station in human space, a boring place most days, filled with clean code, quiet antennas, and engineers who whisper to stars. Power without shouting. Therex leans forward. What is in the case? Mira answers with a steady breath. A key. Therex smiles like ice. A weapon, then. A rule, Mira says. The station lights dim and rise once like a heartbeat. Scribe reports. Civilians across the Dominion request safe corridors for food and medicine. They fear your fleet will block them. Lies. Therex hisses. Jack steps closer to Mira, just half a step. He speaks without moving his lips. Green? He whispers. Mira answers the same way. Green. She lifts the lid of the black case. Inside sits a small silver rod with 3 thin rings and a pulsing dot at the tip. It looks too simple to matter. It looks like something a child might build for fun. Therex laughs. This is your power. Mira nods. This is the beacon key. Scribe's voice softens. Confirming. Beacon key present. Connection to lighthouse relay. Stand by. Therex spreads his hands to the cameras. People of the Dominion, he says. See how humans bluff with toys. Mira does not look at the cameras. She speaks to Scribe. Ping 1. The pulsing dot on the rod flashes once. No sound follows, not to human ears. But far beyond the truce ring, in quiet relay stations left on law waves and old rescue bands, something wakes and listens. On the wall, the star map shifts. 3 red marks, Dominion war depots, fade to gray. Their munitions grids turn cold. Civilian shelters next to them stay bright, untouched. Therex stops talking. Demonstration complete, Scribe says. Human action affected only military nodes. Civilian grids are stable. Mira sets the rod back in the case. We will not fire, she says. We will only turn off what should never point at children. Therex's voice drops low. You cannot turn off a fleet. Mira's eyes do not move. We can turn off its teeth. Jack scans the ceiling. The 3 unmarked drones are gone. He frowns. The pattern broke. He checks the exits. A new drone sits by a vent, half behind a metal rib. He files it in his head. Dark shell, slow blink, wrong place. Therex tries a new angle. Humans have soft worlds, he says. Colonies with glass domes and farms under sky. If we wished, we could break them in 1 hour, Scribe interrupts. Public message incoming. The big display fills with faces. A gray-skinned mother from a Dominion moon. A tired doctor under green lamps. A small child with silver eyes. They speak in simple words. We want food. We want school. We don't want hidden guns and bread. Mira lets the voices play. She does not look at Therex. She looks at the faces. Her own face softens by a fraction. The crowd on the ring grows quiet. Scribe adds, human channels confirm. While military nodes dim, civilian routes stay open. Food ships pass. Medicine passes. Evacuation passes. Only weapons lock. Propaganda, Therex says. But his voice has cracks now. Mira closes the black case. You asked what is in the case, she says. It is a promise. We will make war systems forget how to wake. We will not touch life. Therex lifts his head again, trying for pride. You claim reach, he says, but you cannot reach what you do not see. He steps closer. There is a fleet outside your lighthouse range. No beacon can touch it. The station trembles. It is small, just a ripple, like breath on glass. The star map flickers and shows a new arc. Ships sliding through a shadow corridor. Engines whispering low, weapons arming in the dark. Jax angles his body to block Mira from the vent drone. He taps his belt twice. The signal is simple. Danger close. Theric smiles. You cannot lock what hides. Mira does not look away. Scribe status? Scribe hums, then answers. Unscheduled mass displacement detected. Vector, black root. Classification, military. The crowd gasps. The hidden fleet blooms on the map like a bruise. It moves toward the truce ring. It moves toward the safe corridors. Therex's eyes shine. Your key is a toy. Mira looks at the small silver rod. She breathes out once. Ping 2, she says. Warning, Scribe replies. Ping 2 expands civilian safety codes across legacy relays. Side effects possible. Do it, Mira says. The lighthouse wakes fully. Old rescue networks, forgotten buoys, border gates, even museum beacons. Things that once called ships to help, now call ships to stop harming. The signal is soft. It does not shout. It reminds. It insists. It turns war software into a thing that thinks of ambulance rules first. On the map, the hidden fleet stutters. Not one explosion. Not one spark. Their guns do not arm near refugee lanes. Their targeting scopes blur over hospitals and schools. Their missiles sit in place like stones that forgot they were arrows. Therex's crest falls flat. What have you done? Nothing loud, Mira says. Only the law your own people wrote after a storm 5 years ago, when a hospital ship was hit by mistake. We carried that law back to you. We made it stronger. Jax watches the vent drone. Its blink speeds up. He takes one step, smooth and slow, and places his hand on its shell. The shell is cool. The blink stops. Scribe reports. Civilians cheer. Military channels confused. No casualties. Therex looks sick. You changed the rules, he says. Mira shakes her head. We kept them. The station lights steady. The crowd begins to breathe again. Therex straightens and shows his teeth once more. Very clever, he says. But there is always a door you do not see. The floor under the table shifts a finger width. A seam opens that was not there a moment ago. Jax's hand goes to his sidearm, but he does not draw. Scribe's voice drops to a whisper. Unknown subchannel. Not Dominion. Not human. On the star map, a thin line appears from the far dark, not toward the truce ring, but toward the lighthouse itself. Mira's face stays calm, but her pupils tighten. Who is that? Scribe answers with a delay that feels like a held breath. A third party, it says. They are smiling. The case is closed. The key is inside. The rules are awake. Yet something older, or bolder, moves in silence. Mira looks at Therex. Do you know them? Therex does not lie this time. No. The line on the map brightens. Jax says very soft. Captain, they are not coming for us. Mira nods once. They are going for the lighthouse. The feed holds on the map, on the bright line, on the two figures at the table, on the quiet case that hums like a heart. And then the lights dim, just enough to feel like a warning. The truce ring holds its breath. The map shows a thin bright line racing through the dark. It does not point at the station. It points at the lighthouse. Captain Mira Khan stands very still. Envoy Therex does not speak. Sergeant Jax Rourke rests one hand on the table and one hand near his belt. The black case is closed. Inside, the beacon key waits. Scribe lowers the lights by a step. Unknown fleet on silent drive, it says. Not Dominion. Not human, course. Lighthouse Relay Corps. Therex's voice is low. If your beacon dies, your power dies. Mira answers in the same calm tone. Law is not a wire. It is a promise. The map brightens. The unknown fleet shifts into a tight wedge. They fly fast, like knives. They broadcast nothing. They jam nothing. They move like they practiced this 100 times. Jax watches the vent where the strange drone was. The panel is still. He breathes slow. He waits for the pattern to break again. Whoever they are, Therex says. They want the same thing my harder men want. No leash, no rules. Noted, Mira says. Scribe, all channels, open. All channels open, Scribe replies. Mira speaks to the stars. Her voice is steady and clear. This is Captain Mira Khan of the Human Commonwealth. Unknown fleet, you are entering a protected field. Civilian corridors run near the lighthouse. If you pass, you must pass clean. No answer. The wedge keeps coming. Scribe shows a second display, a simple chart of rules. In big letters, easy to read. No weapons near civilians. 3 prisoners go home within 48 hours. 5. Food. Water, medicine pass first. 7. Break a rule. And systems lock. 9. First strike triggers full lighthouse lockdown. 10. Their ex reads the list and looks at his hands. The crowd is silent. Billions watch. Jack speaks low.
Captain, if they cut the relay, they will try, Mira says.
But peace is not a single door. She opens the black case. The beacon key lies inside like a silver bone, simple and honest. She does not pick it up yet. Derek tilts his head. If you save your lighthouse, he says, you make enemies on 2 sides. My hawks will rage. The unknowns will strike again. Mira nods. Then we set the terms now while they rage. Scribe's voice tightens. Unknown fleet within 1 minute of the inner ring. Mira looks at Therex. Your choice, she says. Stand with us and protect your civilians. Or stand aside. Therex crest ripples. His pride fights his fear. He remembers the faces from Part 2, the gray mother, the doctor, the small child. He thinks of his own child who loves the smell of new books. He exhales. Scribe, he says, patch me to Dominion Command. Linked, Scribe answers. Therex speaks in his own tongue. The words are hard, but the meaning is plain. All Dominion ships near the lighthouse will protect civilian lanes, he orders. On my oath. A murmur runs through the ring. Some cheer. Some do not trust yet. That is fine. Jax allows himself one small nod. The wedge of unknown ships crosses a thin line on the map. The lighthouse relays glow like warm coals. Scribe pulses. Final warning, it says to the unknowns. Ambulance law active. The wedge fires. They do not fire at the truce ring. They fire at the rescue buoys around the lighthouse. They want to blind the law first. They want the rules to go dark. Mira lifts the beacon key. Ping 3, she says. Alert, Scribe replies. Ping 3 will trigger bind mode. Do it, Mira says. The lighthouse sings. Not loud, not angry. It sings the old rescue song every ship learns as a child. Help first. The song rides on every channel. It travels through history itself. Old training tapes, war memorial beacons, museum receivers, drift camp radios, even the small chips minted for school trips. The song is law. The song is memory. The unknown fleet's targeting turns to fog. Their missiles forget the rescue buoys. Their guns cool when a civilian transponder pings. Their helm lights flash with a simple message. Yield to aid. Yield to life. Half the wedge stumbles. The other half forces their weapons hot by hand. They push against the song. Their lights flicker. They burn fuel. They fight the idea that saved them once. Scribe speaks fast. Bind mode extended. Civilian safeguards now baked into fallback code. Even if the lighthouse dies, ships near civilians will fail safe. Therex stares. You tied the rule to the past, he whispers. To every place that remembers it, Mira nods. Peace with teeth. The unknown switch tactics. They drop small pods toward the lighthouse core. Simple kinetic slugs, no software, no mind to change. Cold Iron Jax moves before anyone asks. I'm on it, he runs. He takes the fast stairs. He dives into a service cradle with a magnetic suit. He does not chase the slugs. He beats them. The truce ring slings him like a stone from an ancient human sling. He arcs outside in silence and cold and stars. Jax is a small shape against a big sky. He angles his body with tiny puffs. He remembers the old training. Don't try to stop the rock. Change the path. He throws 2 glider plates from his suit. The plates unfold like wings and catch the slugs in thin nets. Not to stop, only to turn. The slugs brush metal. Sparks bloom. The plates bend. The path curves. The slugs miss the core by 20 meters and smash into dead hull, far from any living hand. The ring shivers but holds. Scribe announces, impact diverted. No casualties. People cheer. Not everyone. Enough. The unknown wedge tries one last move. They dive straight for the lighthouse, planning to hit the core with their own bodies. It is ugly. It is desperate. Therex raises his hand. Dominion patrols push them wide. Do not fire if they drift. Hold medical crews ready. Dominion ships move. Human ships move. For the first time, they fly as one. They do not close to kill. They close to guide. They use shields like gentle hands. They tilt the unknown ships away from the core toward the dark, toward safe deep space where no civilians live. 3 unknown ships accept the tilt and flee. 2 refuse. One clips a guard shield and spins. Its engine coughs. It tumbles like a thrown coin. Jack speaks, breath rough in his suit. Permission to catch, he says. Granted, Mira says. He burns hard. He reaches the spinning ship and clamps on. He uses small jets to bleed the spin. He speaks into the open channel. "Easy," he says. "I have you," a voice answers from inside the unknown hull. It is not human. It is not Dominion. It is tired. "Why do you help us?" it asks. "We came to break your light," Jack's answer simple. "Because that is the rule," he says. The spin slows. The ship steadies. Rescue tugs arrive and take the weight. Jax floats, small and quiet, and watches the stars like old friends. Back on the ring, Mira closes the black case. The beacon key rests again. The lighthouse stands. Civilian corridors glow. The crowd breathes. Scribe lists the new facts in the same clear tone. Unknown fleet repelled. No civilian. Deaths. Minimal. Damage to rescue grid. Bind mode active across wide sectors. Joint patrol success recorded. Therex faces the cameras. His crest rises, but his voice is not proud. It is careful. "We sign," he says. Mira sets the treaty on the table. The terms are simple. They are strong. No weapons near civilians. Systems enforce it. 3 prisoners go home in 48 hours. Scribe will count. Food, water, medicine first, always. 7, break the rules. Lose access to gates, power, and trade. 9, joint patrols with mixed crews to keep the lanes clean. Therex signs. The ink is dark and final. Mira signs. The scribe glows. "Recorded," scribe says. "Binding." The star map changes. Red marks fade. Green lines grow. The truce ring's glass floor shines like morning water. Mira looks at the camera. She speaks to everyone. "We came in peace," she says, "and we brought the tools to keep it." A small alert blinks in the corner of the map. One unknown pod, tiny, drifts near a forgotten relay far from the core. It wakes for 1 second. It smiles as Scribe said. Then it sleeps again. Jax returns through the airlock, helmet under his arm. He is tired and smiling in the way soldiers smile when the worst did not happen. Therex watches the tiny blink on the map and lowers his voice. "Whoever they are," he says, "they will test us again." Mira answers, "Good." "Good?" he asks. "Because now we are ready," she says. "Now we have peace. With teeth." The feed holds on the signed treaty, on the calm case, on the steady lights, and on a sky that finally looks a little safer and a little more watched.